Hey guys, how you doing? Yes, my name is Kathu and welcome to my channel. Kathu. So in our last lesson, when we were talking about the trick for mastering table 3, I left you with one question for practice. If you don't know what I'm talking about, I'll leave the link to that video in the description box below. So what was the question? This divide by 3. Okay? So when you see this question, what's the first thing that should come to your mind? When you see a question like this, you should automatically know that you need to know table 3. Okay? Which we did in our last lesson. Okay? Yes. This is our table 3. We covered that in our last lesson, so I won't repeat. So and now that we know table 3, we can now easily answer the question. Okay? Let's now answer the question. Yeah. How many times does 11 divide 3? 11 goes into 3 how many times? 3 times. Okay? So that means that we'll write a 3 here. Because 3 times 3 is 9. Okay? And 11 minus 9 is 2. Okay? So the next step is to drop the 0. So when you drop the 0, what will you get? When you drop the 0, you'll get a 20. Okay? So where does 20 fall in table 3? 20 falls here. 6. Okay? So you'll write a 6 here because 6 times 3 is 18. 20 minus 18 is 2. Okay? When you drop an 8, where does 28 fall under table 3? 28 is around here, right? So we'll write a 9 because 9 times 3 is 27. Okay? And 28 minus 27 is 1. So when you drop an 8, you'll have 18 is here. So 6, we'll write a 6 here because 6 times 3 is 18. 18 minus 18 is 0. Okay? The final step is to drop this 9. 9 is here, so we'll write a 3 here. 3 times 3 is 9. And 9 minus 9 is 0. Okay? So, and this is the answer to that question. Comma. That's the answer to that question. Do you see how easy that was? That was quite easy, right? So now that you've reviewed that question, let's go through the trick for mastering table 4. Let's go through the trick for mastering table 4. Okay? I'm not a big fan of cramming, and that's why I want to show you these tricks so that you don't ever feel like you need to cram. Okay? So we've done the tricks for mastering table 1, 2, and 3 so far. Okay? So let's now go to the multiplication trick for mastering table 4. So if you really want to master table 4, you start by drawing 2-pointed zigzags like this. Is there something like that? Anyway. So for lack of a better term, just draw something that looks like this. Okay? And the concept for mastering table 2 is quite similar to what we did in table 2. It's quite similar. So for table 2, remember that for the digits in the ones place, we wrote all the even numbers from 2 to 8, and then we added a 0 at the end, right? I explained the reason as to why we did this when we covered that topic. Do you remember what we said? We said that for the digits in the ones place, we'll write all the even numbers from 2 to 10. But then again, since we were talking about digits, we can't include 10 because 10 is not a digit. That's why we are saying what you're saying here. Okay? So if you really don't remember what you said about table 2, I recommend that you first watch that video before you continue so that we are all on the same page. Okay? So that's the exact same thing we'll be doing here. Okay? For the digits in the ones place, that's the same thing we'll be doing here for the digits in the ones place. Okay? So the only difference here is that you'll be writing these digits on a pointed zigzag. Okay? Instead of a table that has 5 columns and 2 rows, like we did for table 2. Okay? So that means that at each point of the letter, we are required to write all the even numbers from 2 to 8 and then add a 0 at the end. Okay? So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. Okay? And then of course, you do the same thing for the second pointed zigzag. Okay? So 2, 4, 6, 8, and 0. Okay? And that's it for the digits in the ones place. So now for the digits in the tens place, we'll just do what we've been doing in table 2 and 3. Okay? We'll do what we've been doing in table 2 and 3. Okay? So, so we'll start by writing zeros in the first row, ones in the second row, twos in the third row, and threes in the fourth row. Okay? And just like the pattern that we've been seeing in tables 2 and 3, if we have a 0 in the ones place, then that means we have an exception. Okay? So it means that we don't have any exception for the first row because we don't have any 0 in the tens place. Okay? So you'll just write 0, 0. Okay? However, in the second row, since we have a 0 in the ones place, we'll have an exception. Okay? So in as much as we'll write ones in the second row, for the last number in the row, we'll write 2 in the tens place instead of 1. So here we'll write 1, 1, and here we'll write 2. Are we together? Yes. And when you go to the third row, we won't have any exception because for 1, we don't have a 0 in the ones place. And we also have 2 points in a row, okay? So we have no exception. We'll just write 2. We'll just write our 2s here, okay? However, in the fourth row, since we have a 0 in the ones place, that means we have an exception, okay? Something else that tells us that we'll have an exception is the fact that we have 3 points in a row, okay? And what's the exception? We'll basically have 3s in the fourth row, but when it comes, we'll have 3s in the fourth row. But when it comes to the last number in the row, we'll write a 4, okay? Since we'll have zeros in the ones number place. Are we together? And just like that, we have table 4, okay? Yeah. So this is 4 times 1 times 2 times 3 times 4 times 5 times 5, yes, times 6 times 7 times 8 times 9 and times 10. Okay? Yes. So 4 times 1 is 4. Okay? 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times 5 is 20. 4 times 6. 4 times 6 is 24. 4 times 7. 4 times 7 will be 28. 4 times 8, 32. 4 times 9 is 36. And 4 times 10 is 40. Okay? And just like that, we have our table 4. Okay? Do you see how easy that was? So as usual, I'll leave you with one question for practice. Work out this divide by 4. Okay, that's basically it. Math is quite easy and fun, right? Exactly. You know the drill. Practice makes perfect. If you enjoyed the lesson, feel free to like, share, because sharing is caring, and subscribe so that you don't miss any time I upload a new video. Subscribing is free. Yay! See you in 2 weeks' time. Same place, same